Okay, got my Honda Integra DC5, or in America called Acura RSX, just a base model. It's making a really bad whining noise. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of it and find a solution. Carly, turn it on. As you can probably hear that whine. I'm sure you all heard that whining noise. Originally I was told it was the power steering pump, but I wanted to check it all out. Then I was told it was the alternator. I've actually just swapped out the alternator. So it's not that either I bought another faulty one, or it's just not the alternator. So what I should have done originally is take off the belt and see if the sound is still there. So what I'm going to do now is take off the belt and turn on the car, because if the sound is gone, then it's one of these pulleys, either power steering pump, alternator, which we've already tested, the water pump, or the aircon compressor. So I'm going to take off that belt and then be back with you shortly. Okay, so just back again. So I just want to explain, the whine is actually, it's related to the RPM. So as I rev it higher, it goes with the RPMs. So there's the whine again. Like you can hear the whine as the revs go up. And it's in neutral, it revs, it's the same in neutral. That's why I thought it could be the alternator, because after looking at some forums, they said if it's RPM related, it could be the alternator, but we've swapped that out and the sound is still there with the alternator swapped out. Okay, so I've just taken off the serpentine belt, just to see if the noise is still on when we turn the car on. It's pretty easy. If you want to find out how to do that, you can just YouTube it, there's videos on that. So what we're going to do now, we're going to turn the car on. You don't want to turn it on too long, because the water pump won't be turning because the belt's off and the car will overheat. So we're just going to turn it on quickly just to see if the sound is still there. Just rev it once. Okay, so with the belt off, the sound is gone. So we've narrowed it down to either power steering pump, water pump, or so power steering pump, water pump down there, or the AC compressor. We're pretty confident it's not alternator because we've just swapped that out. Okay, so that serpentine belt removal, I should have done that before I did the alternator. So if you hear, I've spinned all the pulleys. That's power steering, it's not making any noise. Alternator, when I spin it, it's not making any noise. Water pump, it's not really making any noise. Sorry for the camera work. But when I spin the AC compressor, not sure if you can hear that, but there's actually a noise there. Sorry for the bad camera angles. And that's the only like pulley slash bearing that's actually making noise out of the four. So I'm actually going to try and swap that out first, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've gone to Honda, to the parts store, to see if I can replace the bearing in the AC compressor. But they actually only sell the whole clutch and pulley as a whole, and it's not that cheap. And the whole compressor, it's like $1,000 to buy. So I've done some research. I'll put a link to the forum. So this is a quick fix if it does work. I've gone and purchased another serpentine belt, but a shorter one. So what I'm going to do is fit that belt and just bypass the whole AC compressor. If it does move the noise, and that confirms that the AC compressor was making the whine, I'm not too fussed if I have aircon or not. So hopefully this does work. and then that'll be that'll be a quick solution if it does work. Okay, so we're back again. What I've done was replace the serpentine belt. It's a bit smaller because I couldn't get one. It's a bit in width smaller because I couldn't get one wider, but that should still do the job. What we've actually done, if you can see, it's a bit hard to see, sorry. We've bypassed the whole AC compressor that we suspected was making noise. We've bypassed that fully with the belt, so that's not going to be spinning, but the alternator, power steering pump and water pump will still be spinning. To make it easier, I've got a diagram here from the forum that I found it on to show you how I've done that. Okay, so we're going to start it up now, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the sound is gone. Yep, that sounds a lot better. No whining. No whining at all. Yeah, that sounded a heap better to what the old whine was. So that actually does confirm it must be the bearing in the aircon compressor it's just gone. So this is a cheap fix. So I'm okay without aircon. It's not too hot right now, but when I do want aircon, or if I intend to sell the car down the track, I'll replace that part. So if you don't want to do the cheap quick bypass, where you don't have aircon, all you have to do is swap out that AC compressor, go to the wreckers and find another one and change it over. Yeah, that's the cheap way. So if you had the same whine sound, there might be a few different whines you get. Sometimes it is the power steering or alternator. But I thought I'd make this video because I couldn't really find a solution for that one. I think there might have been still a little bit of a whine in my power steering pump. But that might just be an O-ring that we can fix. But the majority of that annoying supercharger whine sound it's gone. So yeah, I hope this video helped out. Okay, so there you have it. In my case, it turned out to be the AC compressor. Must have been the berry or the pulling there. It could still be a power steering pump or alternator for you guys, but if it's the exact same noise as what was seen in my video, then most likely start with the AC compressor or take the belt off and see if the noise is still is there, and then maybe spin the bearing, see which one is making a weird noise, and which ones are running pretty smooth. So originally I took it to my mechanic. I needed to get a roadworthy certificate for it, and I said, you know, just check out the noise, and he told me it was a power steering pump. I didn't want to fully change it over just in case. It was going to cost me like $200 for a second-hand one, just in case it wasn't the pump, or it could have been like an O-ring or something. So what I did was I took it to a power steering pump shop, I guess, or repair place, and he looked at it with a stethoscope. He told me there is a bit of noise coming from the power steering pump, but it's mainly coming from the alternator, he said. So he sent me to his mate, who was a auto electrician, who looked at it and said, yeah, it's the alternator. So what I did was I bought a second-hand alternator, and the noise still existed after I changed it. So I'm guessing they were just sending me in circles trying to make a quick buck, but luckily I didn't get them to fix it. But it's not a big deal. I can still return that back to the wreckers. It has like a 30-day money back or whatever, so I can return that back and get my money back for that. But yeah, it did turn out to be the AC compressor. I think there's still a bit of a whine, so maybe my power steering pump O-ring needs to be replaced, one of them. But the main annoying electronic robot kind of sound is gone. So yeah, hopefully this helped. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. I'm no expert, but I have been researching for a while to fix this. It doesn't affect performance, it just sounds really annoying to me. Some people might like it. But yeah, let us know what you think. Don't worry, I intend on painting this body kit and wing, so if you don't like how it looks at the moment, it's going to be painted. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up, and have a good one.